So today we're going to do a review of all the GPS offline navigation systems we utilize and some new ones that we've discovered along the way. We have two very good ones that we usually use constantly, but let's try the other ones out and then see if it works for you guys.
I don't think they're very good, the ones that we use constantly.
They are, because you don't navigate, you drive.
Yeah, but we get lost on them.
That's the whole point of driving.
The point of driving is getting lost?
Absolutely, it takes you to new places. It's fantastic, don't you think?
I think the point of the navigation system is to get you somewhere without getting lost.
I don't believe that.
Oh, you really don't believe that? You believe that the point of the navigation system is to get lost?
No. So today we're going to be taking a drive around, and the first two apps we're going to compare will be Waze, and then here we go. Waze is quite a common or popular one for cities and for online navigating, but we found that it doesn't do very well offline, so let's see if it does work now. Here we go is a new one that we've started using. It has a lot of features, but it makes it very slow as well. So they're both offline at the moment, and so we're actually going to a police academy up the mountain. It's the Southerton and the Police Academy of Switzerland. It's not far away. It's only 2.8 k's, but it is a bit of a distance in terms of time. So
is it 2.8 k's as the crow flies, or by road?
No, by road is actually 8.2.
Oh, 8.2, not 2.8.
So 2.8 is a crow flies. I'm just making sure that this is the same place. And yeah, we're in Saint Maurice, so let's get directions, and you have a lot of options. We're going to just go the general route, and we'll see which one actually redirects and which one does it quicker as well. So let's start on both of them and see what it says.
2 kilometers, turn right.
But it's nice that they have the voice option for instructions, right?
Absolutely. A lot of times Graham doesn't listen to me or believe me, and then I have to put the voice on just so you can listen. But as you can see, there's two of them that are already. This one just says carry on straight and then 2.2 turn, and this one's a lot more detailed, where it says in 50 meters you're going to turn. So let's see if this one's actually telling us to go that way or that way.
So which way must I go?
Let's go straight. Yeah, this one's already redirected. They noticed that we wanted to take us another route, and it's actually redirected almost immediately. Considering it's offline, it's a pretty quick one actually.
So Louisa, how long have you been using these kind of offline navigation apps?
Well, I've been using offline navigation apps actually just directly after we started traveling. We had a Garmin Nuvi, and it was great, but it took us through all the favelas.
Townships in the poor areas in Brazil, right?
Yeah. Android.
So I suppose if you've got like a 4G SIM card or whatever, and you've got your phone and you're driving long distances, and you know the next turn is 100 k's, you can do other stuff with your phone in the meantime, and then just regularly check back on what you're doing.
Absolutely. I know a used Garmin costs what, $50 or euros or whatever the case might be, but for me it works. Less devices also means less problems. So what I'd like you to do, if you have a sec, is actually not go off onto that road. Take a turn off somewhere else.
Okay,
and then
there's a turn over there, so you want me to actually make the wrong turn?
Make the wrong turn.
How about here?
Let's do the wrong turn, yeah, and see how quickly each one reacts. Some will actually tell you to do U-turns, and some will find alternative routes, and it's the alternative routes one that I prefer. So they both actually did it perfectly well. The one says in 170 meters you're going to turn, and the other one says in 440. So
which one do I listen to?
I think let's go for this one. Yeah, let's turn down. Yeah, because that one's going to take us.
What does down mean? Left?
To the left.
Now, one thing I can say as the driver is that it's very important that the navigator doesn't use vague directions like down.
Down
instead of
generally,
left, or I don't
turning down.
no. We
Yeah.
don't want generals.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I want to be told left. I want to be told right. I want to be told straight. If the road splits, I don't want to be told go straight. And I would, because then I go, whoa, who goes? Me?
You can go.
Then, because then I want to know which straight.
Now you see,
Is it straight to the left or straight to the
it
right?
was actually, that's just rerouting you, so it's perfectly fine. That's the point of these two apps. They actually work in conjunction, not in conjunction. They work perfectly well, both of them. We'll have to see if they do the same in cities. I know Waze doesn't do as well in cities as outside cities. And you can see the real time on this, on Here We Go, is a lot better. You can see Waze is still sitting. It's saying we're still back down there, and it's not updated the route. It's not, you know, it's looking for the GPS signal. Whereas this one is perfect. It's yeah, it's
Okay.
good.
Now, one thing you must remember, though, or just note, is that in all the years that we're traveling, this is never for me a reality.
No,
I never get to see the screens. I rely solely on Louise's instructions.
yeah,
For some reason, she doesn't like me seeing the navigator, so she never ever shows it to me. So this is why I say it's very important that if you are a selfish navigator, if you're a horrible person who's not going to let the driver see where he has to go,
then you should be watching the navigation, right?
hold the phone, hold the phone.
All right, so you see now Graham gets completely confused. I was going to say flustered, but I think he'd probably smack me.
I don't think flustered is a very good word. Is this the police
see-
academy?
No, not yet. So this
looks
one
like
is,
it.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry, love, sorry.
Anyway, so this one's gone off. It's completely died. So we're going to pull over for a sec somewhere. Maybe just carry on straight, and then we can just change the navigation system. You see Waze isn't responding. And it wasn't because it was dropped, although this is kind of falling to pieces. This one's still carrying on. You want to turn?
Oh, you got to tell me this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on,
okay, well, you
baby.
think
I said to turn around. Okay, that one says only police
vehicles.
employees. We just want to turn around. It says.
You see, now this is the problem with navigating. If you're not going to navigate, your driver doesn't know where he's going, and he
But
can't
you
be
have a navigator
expected.
right there.
He can't be expected to be looking at the screen where he's got a whole bunch of things going on around him. So this
Yeah.
proves our point very, very well. Maybe this is why we need a Garmin.
And this is maybe why you don't navigate with a navigator.
Yeah, but listen, that's not the point. You need to still tell me what to do.
Alright, so on this GPS we're going to be doing maps.me. It doesn't work very well with Google offline maps, this specific phone. I'm not too sure why. Now I know that the Savatan is over there. On this one we'll be doing Google offline maps. I've downloaded the maps on this device already. You can see it's already picked up our location. The maps.me app is great because it does a route to and from, so you don't even have to be where you are. You can put it down as anything else. Like say you want to go from Zurich to Bern, you can map it out on there and it'll give you different alternatives, which I like.
No, it's the second one.
Sorry, it's the second one. Because I can actually say, if Graham says how long is it going to take, I can show him the different routes and also show him how long it will take and the terrain that we're going to go through. It picks up a lot of information, picnic areas, gas stations and parking as well. It is a great app. The only thing with maps.me that I absolutely cannot stand is that it actually takes you on the most obscure roads. You'll be in a city centre and it'll take you up a dirt road through a construction area to get to an adjoining road, which app doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So that's the only drawback about this app, specifically for us anyway. But it's great in terms of finding places to park, gas stations, etc., etc. So let's get going and see how well these two fare against each other. So both apps are kind of not exactly figuring out where we are. So we're going to go to the left until, I presume it's left because this is the bridge and that's the little short road up there. Now Google Maps, offline maps, has picked us up. This one unfortunately hasn't done anything. I'm going to press the location key and it still hasn't connected where we are. There, that's sprung into action. Now this kind of thing on maps.me is an absolute annoyance when you're in a city and you need to know where you're going from one place to the next, especially when you're on a freeway. You can't have that kind of thing happening, which happens very often with maps.me as well. Graham absolutely despises it because of that problem that it has. It stalls constantly, and also you're going to be turning to the left. It's not real. It doesn't pick up the navigation very well.
So as a driver, I can tell you that because these things are quite glitchy,
To the right.
I find myself a lot of times just having to be very patient and driving very slowly almost. Driving very slowly. So this isn't our setup, this is a friend's car, so obviously this is why it's set up like this now. But yeah, because it stalls so much, you might actually find yourself actually just driving, and then so she goes, oh, it's hanging, and then you just got to drive accordingly. So you find a place to stop and wait for the thing to wake up and start working again. So yeah, for city driving sometimes it can be an absolute nightmare, waiting for these things to stop being so glitchy.
Yeah.
Now the question is, why don't we just use a proper Garmin?
Well, I would love to use a proper Garmin. Actually, it would make more sense, especially since we'll be going through Africa. I believe that Tracks for Africa have got some maps available for Africa, but it's whether they are actually
reliable,
extensive enough.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's whether it's going to take you to, like, where's the next gas station, you know? Where am I going to go next? Am I turning? Yeah, is it a bad road? Overland is great for certain aspects.
Navigation?
Not navigation, but more for information. So where to camp, where you can free camp, where there's border checks, where there's gas stations. So in terms of that, Overlander is continuously growing, and you can use it with a Garmin as well, or your whatever GPS you have, which is fantastic.
Camp for Night.
Park for Night is another app, but it's more specific to Europe. We found that it worked in some countries, other countries it wasn't that. There weren't that many POIs.
What's a POI?
A point of interest. So where to camp, where to where a gas station was, where a border crossing was, etc. was limited. So we are now at the police academy, so we'll just do a UE because we obviously can't go in.
Where's Hightower? I want to meet Hightower.
So on the way down, we'll be going to try the offline maps. So it's Google based, but you can see there's a lot more terrain. So we're going to go back to where we are. Obviously I won't give you the full address, but it's actually not even picking it up. So I'm just going to pick I'll just say we're in St. Maurice. Oops. So we'll go St. Maurice.
But Mex will take you up to where we are.
Okay, but we're just going to St. Maurice, it's fine. Okay, so St. Maurice there. Say get directions, and it gives us a few options. I think there's that one which is free, and then that one is that shall we take this one?
Sure.
It's a different one, so we haven't tried that route, so we'll go there. Got to click on the actual one and press start. Shows you hotels, mechanics, everything on this map. On this map we're going to try Galileo. A whole bunch of Swiss police just checking what the hell we're doing, recording with a camera at the police academy. So on this one Galileo, you have an option back here to record your trail or to record your track, which is, I think, pretty impressive actually. This has also got a bunch of options: food, bars, accommodation, sports, hairdressers. I mean, it's got extensive amount. Let's see how good it actually works on the road.
How well it works, woman.
Did I say good?
How good it works.
Oh my gosh, sorry man. My English is lovely. So we want to go back to Saint Maurice, which is it's giving us a place of worship, and it's not even the right place.
Village. Saint Maurice, Krula.
It's actually picking it up in French. So village, there's Saint Maurice village, very good. And it says we are 1.59 kilometers away, which is odd because we're not actually 1.59 kilometers away from there. We are further. But let's see what this one does.
You ready?
Alright, this one is giving us a different route to that one, but we're going to do it and then see how quickly it updates. Now you see that one said it was a few kilometers. Now it's gone to 4.4, so it actually does as the crow flies yet again, which is to me deceptive. So let's do it. So this one is quite detailed. Slight left, it gives you a lot more information. This one bare left. These two are actually more on the ball than most of the other navigation maps we've used coming up here. This one actually tells you how fast to go, which is only on 30, which is beyond what you're doing because you're doing 35 to 37.
Is it telling me my speed?
Yeah, it's telling you the speed. And
it's a
actually
nanny app.
This one's picked up. We're going the wrong direction, but it's already given me the alternative route. This one's absolutely... It's sensing that we're going somewhere, but it hasn't told me where to go next.
Just a point of interest, you guys see that river? That's the Rhine River, or the Rhone. It's a very famous river. I thought you might want to know about that. Okay, fine. It's not that interesting. So I'm turning here.
Correct. And Saint Maurice, 30 meters. It's not this one. It's the next one where it says Saint Maurice. Okay, so I think this one is at a loss. Galileo does not work well. It's not finding alternative route whatsoever. It's refusing to acknowledge the fact that we're not going on that road. Keeps saying turn around. There is no alternative route, whereas the offline maps is saying it's all good. So I am going to get Graham to pull over for a second somewhere, and I can then change that mapping and we can try something else. This one we are using the Cigic. It's a relatively new, obviously I don't have the premium one. It expires in 7 days. I didn't sign up for anything. And then this one is the Here We Go. I want to have a comparison between the Here We Go and the Cigic. So obviously this one has picked up that we're not going the same route, so it's already jumped over.
People, we've been doing this for years now and we still have these freaking arguments about navigating.
Okay, so now we are going to go to the left where it says Saint Maurice. So the one keeps saying to turn around and the other one says it's cool. We're on the right road. I'm just going to hold this just so it doesn't fly around again. There we go. The one says that we're going to be in Saint Maurice right now, coming up. The other phone says that we need to cross back over the freeway and that will arrive in, you know, it's my time's an hour behind, but the one's saying to turn to the right and the other one says to turn to the left, and left is actually Saint Maurice.
So which one's the right one? This one?
So that would be the correct one. Why we would be going right is I have no idea. This is the closest town to us. We're
To where we're staying.
to where we're staying. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it is quite pretty.